All right, so today we are talking to the artist Slive. Also, his real name is Mika Thomas. He goes by Slive in the art world. He is a multidisciplinary artist, and I mean, he is very talented in multiple fields of art. He's not only is he a great musician, he produces his own music, he writes his own music. He also is a great saxophone player. He does photography, videography, and he is a playwright and theater actor, and writes his own plays. He's a really amazing talent. Um, I would definitely suggest you check him out on Instagram. You can see he is also the executive director of Blank Stage Productions, which is a nonprofit that helps writers and theater. It helps promote um, those local artists. Um, so you can also check out. I will be linking all this, his bio and everything. We might actually, if you guys don't mind, I will give you a small clip of one of his songs. We're not gonna listen to the whole thing because just a little bit. But here you go.
Know that, baby. Pain is all I know. Life could paint a picture or make your aura gold. Love don't get you nothing but a knife inside your heart. Trust don't mean too much until you're dancing in the dark. Love don't get.
Okay, so that was one of his songs. I really love this album, American Heartthrobs. He's very great production value. Um, Both this and the Underdog album, which you see a picture of here, very amazing work. Here's another little bit of.
Why won't you come home, baby? I'm all alone and I need you to hold me. It's raining, it's pouring. Why won't you come home, baby? I'm all alone and I need you to hold me. It's raining, it's pouring. I like all the.
Okay, guys, so I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview of that. He's on multiple social media platforms, and he is a Shreveport local. He is born and raised here. We definitely want to give support to our great talents, especially multidisciplinary talents like his. And it takes a certain level of skill to be able to do multiple mediums like that. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys to that interview. There will be a point in the interview where I'll have to pause and do a small commercial break. Just bear with me, and we'll get right back to the show. All right, and then afterwards we'll talk a little bit more, and then yeah. All right, so enjoy, guys. Let me see. Hello, I'm Brittney Hazelton, and this is ArkLaTex Artistry, where we explore the arts in our area. Today's guest is a multidisciplinary artist who has recently been honorable mention at Critical Mass in their performing arts category. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on? My name's Micah Thomas. Musically, people know me as Slive. I'm an actor, director, music producer, saxophonist, playwright. List goes on. I
Many
do some
talents.
things. I do some things here and there.
Many talents, and I've heard a lot of your different talents. I've seen your music videos. I can tell you're definitely a stage presence. I also wanted to talk to you, like, as I mentioned before, I've been listening to your music, especially the American Heartthrob album recently, and the Underdogs. I've been listening. I listened to that, and then I saw American Heartthrobs come out. So I really love your stuff. Your all of those albums, all the songs are on my playlists right now.
Oh, good.
First, I want to talk to you about specifically your music. How do you describe your music?
I would call it. I would call it rock and soul. Um, it's kind of because my music is so all of my art is so story driven. I always try to focus on, does this music connect with my story,
Yeah.
and how can I make that story connect with everybody else. Rock and soul, just because it sounds cool.
It does sound cool. So story driven, like, do you pick up those stories from influences in your life, or do you create them? Do you come up with them creatively, like
Um,
fictional?
it's interesting because the Underdog album was inspired during the rehearsal process for a play I did at the top of last year called Top Dog Underdog by
Okay.
Susan Lori Parks. Brilliant play, won a Pulitzer, and they just won Best Revival on Broadway. Um, I did it with Broadway director Jalen Livingston,
Okay.
and it was funny. We were doing the show. It's about two brothers named Lincoln and Booth, and I played Booth. And Lincoln is the world's greatest three-car Monte hustler. If you don't know what three-car Monte is, it's a card scam.
Oh.
But he stops playing, and Booth really wants him to teach him. He's like, no. And the whole play is kind of this game of three-card Monte between these two brothers. And Lincoln is a musician, so I just had the idea, oh, what would it sound like if Lincoln came
Yeah.
to my studio? And I made a song, and the first song I did was Cash Money off the Underdog album. And then my co-star Jalen heard it. He was like, "Oh, where's the rest of it?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess I should do more." Okay, yeah. And that's kind of just how that album came about.
Okay.
So it was interesting taking the story of a fictional character and finding parts of my life that fit or connected to the
Yeah.
struggle that they were going through.
I
So
see.
that's kind of how I approached something like that.
Okay. So I understand you're from Shreveport, and
Generation.
so where did your influence in music and to start doing music and theater start?
Well, the first song that showed me that music is amazing is "Bustin' Out" by Rick James. It's the second song off the "Bustin' Out" L7 Funk LP, and my dad had this album, and he played the song for me when I was like 6, and I would like sneak into the living room and listen to it at night, like really quiet, because I was like, this is the best thing on the planet. So that was my introduction to just my love of music.
Yeah.
I started playing saxophone when I was about 12, 13. But I never thought about making my own music
Huh.
until,
Yeah, but you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, were you in band or anything in
yeah,
school?
I was in band. I did jazz band and marching
I,
band.
I had a friend that listens to your music. I wanted me to ask you if you were in band. Did you do theater in school too?
I did theater my junior and senior year in high school.
Okay, wow. So that you had an early start, it seems like, an early influence. Like, many artists, I feel like, often are influenced by a specific memory in their childhood that brings them to that point, you know.
And my thing was, I guess I was influenced by that because I would always say when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to law school just because, that's what a good kid's supposed to say. You be a doctor or lawyer. And I was in debate my freshman year in high school, and I was the worst debater on the team. I never won around. I was absolutely terrible. And at these speech and debate tournaments, they had these like speech competitions where they essentially just get up and do a monologue.
Yeah.
And I saw a girl like practicing her monologue. I was like, "What are you doing?" And she just like ran through it. I was like, "Oh, I can do that. That's nothing. Just you're reciting a thing." And I did that, and I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, that's easy." And I ended up getting out of debate. I got into a theater class, and just as like an extracurricular, they said it was an easy A.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh wow, this is really really fun." And my theater teacher kept bugging me for like 2 years, like, "Hey, come be in the play. You're really good. Come be in the play." I was like, I'm just here to. I just want to eat class. No. And she kind of tricked me into auditioning for the play because my mom was late picking me up one day. It was really cold outside, and she like sticks her head out. And she's like, "Hey, it's really cold. Come sit in the theater. We're doing a play.
Oh,
but don't worry about
she
it."
saw your talent.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and she really changed my entire life with that. I'm so glad that she saw that and actively went out of her way to
I'm
put
glad
me in
she
that
did
position.
too, because you have such a great stage presence from what
Thank
I've
you.
seen. I'm glad that she pulled you in, because you never know where you would have been if she hadn't,
Yeah.
and now you're doing a great thing with your music and your theater stuff. So I'm glad to see it. Um, so what so you mentioned that song. What other influences have you had in your music?
Um, well, I don't know. My dad's like he's a walking music library.
Oh,
So just all throughout my childhood, he would just play all this random, crazy stuff. Just Bob Marley, Rick James, to the Commodores, to the Gap Band, to Diana Ross, to Coltrane, to all over the place. So I've always had a wide music library. But in
okay.
terms of making music, the journey was really interesting because for a long time I was just making stuff I thought people wanted to hear.
Mm,
Because I started off as a producer, I wasn't writing my own songs. I was just producing beats for people.
okay.
And I watched this interview. Um, I think it was a Pharrell interview, and he was like, "Yeah, you gotta save all the best beats for yourself." And I was like, "Well, okay, cool." So I started doing little really bad raps and really bad pop songs. Um, and then I started recording just for fun. And I don't know. The journey's been very interesting.
Sometimes it's just exploring things, that
Yeah,
kicks you off in the right direction.
yeah. It kind of just got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm kind of not terrible now. I think it's okay to share it with the world.
You're really good. So I think you're good. I'm glad that you found that, that you started to write your own stuff
Yep.
and produce. It's good to hear that you produce, because I know a lot of some musicians, they'll just write their music and sing their music, but then they don't produce any of the music. So it's always refreshing when you do all of it, and you seeing that kind of talent is great to have in our area. Um, so I wanted to ask you also, how do you feel personally about the Shreveport Bossier art scenes?
I feel like we're in a really good place right now because there's a lot
Yeah.
of excitement. There's a lot of collaboration.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's got a lot of energy and doing a bunch of really cool stuff. So I think we're in a really good spot right
I
now.
think I think so too. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more of that interconnectivity, even like from different scenes, like the film
Mm.
connecting with the music scenes, and our visual arts getting involved with the music scenes, and it's good that we're collaborating all the arts together, and we have such a large pool of talent
Mm.
that it's something that we want to try to promote. Speaking on that. Okay, guys. So here's that commercial break I was talking to you about. We're going to go ahead and give you a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back for the rest of that interview. We talk a little bit about that past viral video with the UK people, and he gives me his opinion about it. And I want to see, you know, I know it's a little past that time, but at the moment we were having this conversation, it was very fresh. It's a very fresh thing. And, I think it's a conversation we all need to have. More about our area and how we should feel about it. All right, here we go. Here's the commercial, guys. that. Recently, as we know, there's been a viral video from two influencers that really kind of didn't give a great take on Shreveport. I wanted to ask your opinion on that. And how do we, as a city and an art scene, combat those kind of takes that people throw at us?
How do we combat it? I don't know. I watched it and I just kind of felt like I don't care what these. I don't know if they were British, but I was just like, I don't really. They don't get what it even means to be in the South. So I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't really care about their opinion on it. I think the best way to combat it is just for us to continue to shine and be our beautiful selves.
Exactly. And just keep showcasing that, Because that is the thing. My interview last week, technically this week, was a very in-depth look at the Northern Art Gallery. I don't know if you have ever been there.
No, yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful place. But then it was kind of a weird moment for me of like, hey, yeah, we're going to talk about the Northern, but this week we had like this horrible take on our city, how bad we could be. It's like, well, I'm going to show how beautiful we can be, and I hope people, take your advice and like keep striving, keep exploring the area too. I think a lot of people live in fear, and especially if you're from here, that is, as long as you get out there and explore these places, you'll discover great art, right? So you do theater plays, right? And where are there places specifically that you've performed or you perform regularly at?
Yeah, I've touched pretty much every theater in Shreveport at some point. Recently, we just did an original play, a musical that I did.
Nice.
We did it over at Hazelton Park.
One that you wrote?
Yeah, I wrote a musical and I wrote a straight play.
Nice.
That we did over there as part of our first draft series.
Okay.
I'm the executive director of Blank Stage, which is a nonprofit our mission is kind of just to help artists out where they need it.
Okay.
And because I'm a theater director, we do a lot of theater. And the whole thing was just to give writers a voice in the community, because myself coming up as a young actor, there weren't a lot of opportunities for black theater, for our stories to be told. So I kind of, once I came back home, I was like, well, let me see what I can do about it. So that's kind of where we're at with it.
Okay, so. Are there any upcoming shows and projects that you're working on that you want to talk to us about?
I'm actually developing my musical a bit further, because it was a short, like 25-minute musical. So I'm working on expanding that into a full-length production.
Nice.
We have our annual summer production coming up very soon. I can't talk about what it is until our official announcement.
Well, you definitely can send me that stuff when you're ready to send me a press release. I'll write up on it.
Absolutely.
And if you or anybody you have in your troupe wants to talk to me, let me know.
Absolutely.
Because we're always wanting to cover. Theater is one that I need to cover more of. I feel like I haven't covered enough of it. But I gotta get connected with some of the theater groups. Like we do interviews here with Shreveport Little Theater, but I feel like there's more that we could be covering. Is there anything else that you would like to say to our viewers before we go?
I would like to say, go stream all of my music and go follow Blank Stage, and believe in yourself, because you have all the power and all that you need to be successful. You just have to believe.
Thank you so much. And your social media for them to...
At Slive, SLIVE, the number 2, LIVE, and Blank Stage is at blank.stage on all platforms.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
talking to
having me.
me.
It's been fun.
It was a great conversation, and I'll be following your music for now on. And anytime you produce more stuff, I'll probably be writing about you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So that was my conversation with Slive. I'm a big fan of his work, as you could probably tell from the interview. I was listening to it before I even really got to talk to him much. But no, I had the pleasure to meet him at Critical Mass. I had seen him perform a little bit at Zombie Walk last year. And then he was assisting Max Swans, who is also another musician I very much follow and enjoy a lot. So definitely give him a follow. Check him out. Check out his work. I will be linking all this stuff on KSLA.com if you go to KSLA and you go to, let me see here, I'll show you guys real quick. So if you go to KSLA's website right here, and you go to the hamburger menu, a little menu will pop up. You can't see it very well because of my big head. All right. You go to podcasts on this section. Okay, we go to podcasts on this section. You can find ArkLaTex Artistry right here. Now you can find all of my articles that I write for each of my interviews and art-related events. If I don't have an interview for it, I'll still try to write something for it. You can check those out here. I will be posting his article soon, so definitely get a check that out. Additionally, all the videos, we have a video feed. You can also find more of my videos on YouTube, on KSLA Now apps for like Roku and Apple, and all those different platforms. You can find my full-length interviews. All right, guys. So remember, guys, do your best to support local artists. We want to showcase those things, the great talents in our area. We want to showcase those here. We want to keep artists driven and creating. It really helps develop the culture of an area. And we have some amazing talents here. If you've seen my show enough, you can't say that we don't. So, additionally, if you would like to follow me, you can check my page on Facebook. This is my page. You can follow me here or friend me here if you can. I post pictures from events that I go to. There are local art events, or music events, or game events. I do like tabletop games as well. I sometimes talk about it because it's an art in its own. But yeah, I also, art and local culture. So you can follow me there. If you have any ideas, you can message me here or email me at Brittney Hazelton, Brittney.Hazelton at KSLA.com. You can email me there if you have ideas for the show, if you want to share your art with me, or you have an idea for something that I could cover. I'm always open to those conversations. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will be doing a recap on this. I missed my recap on the Norton. I had some car issues, but it's fine now. But I will be recapping this Wednesday at 11, so you can watch it again, or if you want to show a friend and catch my live, that's a great time to do it. All right, guys. Remember, support local artists. Like, share, follow, comment on their stuff. Give them, buy their work if you can buy it. Listen to their music, like Slive here. Check him out on Spotify and Apple Music, and other platforms that they may be on. All right, guys. Take care, and thank you again for supporting ArkLaTex Artistry it's a big deal for me and it matters. It really makes an impact than knowing you guys watch my stuff. And if you ever see me around, say hi. I always enjoy the conversation. All right. Bye, guys.